Hello, here is Mr. Kolopa. Again, we are back with our series of topics, and today we are going to continue and look at factorize a quadratic. How can you factorize a quadratic expression? It's a discussion that we are going to have today. So make sure that you watch this video or this lesson up to the end so that you don't miss what we have prepared for you. Maybe this is your first time to watch our lesson on this channel. Don't forget to subscribe and also click on the notification button so that you don't miss what we have for you. So let's look at how to factorize a quadratic. Factorization by a quadratic. Yes, now, what is a quadratic? So, a quadratic is an expression which can be written in this form. We are told that where A, B, and C are constant numbers, so meaning they are numbers. So A, B, and C, they are supposed to be what? To be numbers. For example, you may be given 2x squared, we say minus 3x plus 7. So you should be able to identify what is A and what is B. So in this case, the number in front of x squared, the number of a letter squared is our A. And the number that is just in front of a letter which is not squared is what we are calling what? B. And the constant number, a number without a letter, is what we are calling the C. So in this case, this is what? This is your A. This is what? This is your B. Negative inclusive. Then what is C? Positive 7 is our C. So very important. Very soon we'll be looking at how you can solve a quadratic equations. So if you don't know, if you are unable to identify A, B, and C, it will be very difficult for you even to solve such equations. So make sure that you understand this. So for example, let me give you another example. If you have that, so don't just master to say A is a number that you have started with. No. Look at the number which is the coefficient of the letter squared. So in this case, A is there. This is not A. So in this case, our A is what? Is 2. Then this is our B because it's just a number which is in front of what? X. So this is your B. Then the number without a letter is what we are calling what? The C. So C in this case is what? Is 14. So you have to understand that. Now, how do we solve such expressions? This is the discussion that we are going to have. We have 3 examples. So let's try to look at them and know how to solve them. Okay, quickly, let's look at question A. We are told to factorize. So now, this is the 4th lesson on factorization. So we have we looked at what we call the common factor factorization. That is the first lesson you are supposed to learn. If this is your first lesson to watch, make sure that you check the first lesson that we had on factorization. We are calling it a common factor factorization. The second one was the grouping. Then the previous lesson that we had was on how to factorize difference of 2 squares. And this is the what? The 4th one. So now, how can you know that this is the quadratic? We said you need to have something like this. You need to have 3 terms. This is squared, this is not squared, but there is a letter, and we also have a number which is a constant. So having something like this, then you know that this is a quadratic. Now, how can you solve such quadratics? You need to find three things. You need to find what we are calling the product, the sum, and also the factors. So what is the product? Mathematically, when you are looking at the product, this is just the answer that you get when you multiply two or more numbers. So now, in that case, what are we multiplying? If you know how to identify A, B, and C, in this case, our A is a number in front of y squared, which is 1 in this case. So, and C is that. So, for you to find the product, you need to multiply A times what? Times C. So, in this case, our A is 1 times our C is 8. So, your product is what? 8. So, product is just the answer that you get when you multiply two or more numbers. So, let's look at the sum. How do we find the sum? Sum in this case, mathematically, when you are looking at the sum, it's just the answer that you get when you add two or more numbers. 2 plus 3, the answer is 5. So that 5 is what we are calling the sum. So now, when you are factorizing, how do we find the sum? Sum is equal to B. So the sum is equal to B. What is B? Just identify your B. That B will be equal to the sum. So in this case, our sum is equals to what? Positive 6. Now you need to find what we are calling the factors. On these factors, that's where you have to think. You have to use your brain. Otherwise, brain it will be nothing. You can't solve such expressions if you are unable to find the correct factors. Now, how do we find the factors? You need to think. I'm saying you need to think. You need to think the number that you can multiply. The numbers that you can multiply to get 8. So let's try to think. Which two numbers can you multiply for you to get 8? Let me help you one. The first group is 1 times 8. 1 times 8, I'm getting 8. So that's one group. What of the other group? The two numbers that you can multiply to get 8. What are those? Okay, yeah, correct. So we have 2 and 4. When you multiply 2 and 4, you are getting what? 8. Now, out of these 1 and 8, and also 2 and 4. So these are the only groups that we have. When you multiply these two, you are getting 8. When you multiply these two, we are still getting 8. But out of these two groups, you need to get one group that will also obey this condition. Some remember it's an addition. So out of these two, which group, when you add the two numbers, gives you what? The sum. So 1 plus 8, you are getting 9, which is not 6. So this one is out. Then 2 plus 4, you are getting 6. So this is the group that you are going to get. So we have positive 2 and positive 4. This is the way you are going to write them. On arrangement, it doesn't matter. Even if you say positive 4, positive 2, it's fine. So if you get these two factors, then we are going to substitute them there. Because this plus this, you are getting 6. So we are going to remove the positive 6 there. Then we'll write positive 4 plus what? Plus 2. So we are going to write y squared. We are dealing with y, so I'm going to write positive 4 y inclusive. Then positive 2 y positive what? 8. So what are we doing there? We are just substituting the b. The b, we are substituting it and replaced by the factors. Don't tamper with the numbers, these that we have. The a and c, don't tamper them. We only remove the what? The c, the b, then we substitute them by, it by what? By the two factors that we have. Now having this one, is now we have gone back to the what? To the grouping. That's why if you didn't watch the grouping lesson that we had, go back and watch how to factorize grouping. Okay, so in this case we're going to group 2. So what did we say? What is common there? The common is y. Out of these two, open brackets, will remain with what? Will remain with y plus, what are we remain with? Y is out, we remain with 4. Then the sign there positive. Then what is common? It's 2, open brackets. 2 into y into 2y, you remain with 1y, so just write y plus 2 into that, you get what? You get 4. So having same things in the bracket, it means we are correct. So we're just going to write one bracket. Just write y plus 4, another bracket y plus 2. So I'm fast on this part because I know we did that. If you didn't watch, please make sure that you watch that before you join us on this lesson. So this is how you are supposed to factorize the quadratic. So make sure you have enjoyed the let's hope you have enjoyed the first example. And if you have forgotten to subscribe, make sure that you subscribe because you will miss what is coming. We have more coming apart from this. A lot of topics are coming. The topics that are in grade 10, 11 and 12, especially those that are difficult for you, we are going to cover them. So make sure that you follow us, you watch all the videos that we'll be giving you so that we can move together. Your success is our happiness. So let's quickly look at the question B. So to sum more quick on getting the concepts, you even know the product. So what is the product quickly? Yeah, correct. The product, you get A times C, including the sign. So positive 6 times positive 1, you get 6. The sum I said is just equal to B. What is B in that case? It's 5. So sum is 5. Then you have to find what we are calling the factors. Factors, we are getting them from the what? From the product. So you have to think which two numbers, when you multiply them, you get 6. So the first one, as I said, it's 1 and this number. So 1 and that number is the first group. The other group, it's 2 and what? 2 and 3, or 3 and 2, it's all the same. So out of these two, maybe you have other group, when you multiply those two numbers you get 6, but I'm sure there is no any group that we can have that can give us 6. So out of these, which two numbers can give us the what? Can give us the 5. So when you add this you get 7. When you add that you get what? You get 5. So this one is the one we are going to use, because when you add this we are getting that. When you multiply that you are getting that. But if we had 7 here, in a case where we had 7, we could have gone this one, because when you add this you are getting 7. So take note of that. So your two factors should obey the two conditions. When you multiply, you should get that. When you add, you should get the sum. So take note of that. So what am I going to do? I have positive 2 and positive 3. I'm going to substitute them on this B. We substitute them on B. We move B to achitapo substitute what? The factors. So in this case, we have 6x squared positive 2. We include the letter that we are dealing with there, which is x, positive 3x, positive what? Positive 1. Okay. Hope you are enjoying. So these are factorized by grouping 2, 2. What is common? If you look at the numbers, the common is 2. Common for the letters, we have 2 x's there, we get 1x, bracket 2 into 6, we get 3, then another x, positive 2x into 2x, ichintu muisa, ichintu muchintu, that will give you what? You get 1, please. So the sign there, positive. What is common? We don't have the common factor. So if you don't have the common factor, what did we say? You write a 1, then positive 3x, positive times positive, you get a positive, then a 1. You can see what we have in the brackets. You write one thing. Another bracket, you get what is outside, 2x, positive 1. So that will give us our answer. So this is how you are supposed to solve them. Yeah, we have question C there. So let's quickly look at question C. Maybe to those who are quick on getting the concept, you can be able to answer that one. So let's quickly look at question. So quickly let's look at question C. How can you factorize that? We need to find the product because this is the what? This is the quadratic. So your product, we said it's A times C. So what is A in this case? Our A is 3 times our C is 10. So your product is 10. Yes, 30, sorry. So 3 times 10, you get 30. So your product is 30. Your sum is equal to B. So what is your B in this case? What is your B? Your B is 17. So we have to think for the factors now. If you can't find the factors, you can't factorize. And for the factors, just your brain, try to think. Okay? Yeah, so what two numbers can we multiply for us to get 30? A lot. Let me help you. We have 6 times 5. You get a 30. We also have even 3 times 10 that we had. You get a 30. What else there? We even have 2 times 15. You get a 30. And also 1 times 30 itself. You get a 30. So out of these, you have to choose only one group. Okay? All these, they are obeying this condition. Now we need to see when you add which group can give us what? 17. This plus that, you get 11, which is wrong. So this one is out. 3 plus 10, 13 out. 2 plus 15, you get 17. So definitely this plus this 31. So definitely we are going to use positive 2, positive 15 for us to get 17. This time this, you get that. This plus this, you get that. So positive 2 and positive 15, our products. Oh, sorry, our factors. Okay, so we are going to have 3k squared, positive 2k, we include the letter, positive 15k, positive 10. Then this is your grouping. This is what you enjoy. Okay, so the grouping, what's common on the first two? It's k, open brackets. K, 1k is out, you remain with 3k, positive 2. Then if you look at 15 and 10, what number can go in this and this? So we're going to have the side which is positive and 5 is common, open brackets. 5 into 15, you get 3k, positive. 5 into, positive times positive, you get positive. 5 into 10, you get a 2. So you can see what we have in the brackets. We have same things. So I'm going to write 3k, positive 2. Another one, positive k, positive 5. So that is our answer. So this marked the end of our lesson for today. If you observe the lesson that we had, we are dealing with only the positive. So the next lesson we are still on factorizing a quadratic. So on factorizing the quadratic, we have two subtopics. So we have this first one, and we are going also to have more examples where the negatives now will come in. So watch out for the next lesson that we are going to give you. This is your own Mr. Kolopa. And before we go, we are going now to start giving you the chemistry and physics. So watch out for the chemistry and physics lessons. They are coming on this channel. So we want to give you everything so that you don't have any excuse of failing. You know, it's an issue of technology. Technology, it has come at a good time. So we have to utilize it. We have to communicate to you and help you. We don't want you to fail because you are very far. We don't want you to fail because you don't have anyone at home who can help you. We are there for you. Let's work together. Let's prosper together. See you next time. This is your own Mr. Kolopa. Thank you.